Yeah, I see that. I'm told.
It looked like I will need
something to kick the system. Look of you.
System, it's immediate. Like we need to. The blood is.
The blood is. How do you say? Like in Ghana we say ewo. Tomofo ewo. And I say oil in Chile say ada.
Yes,
so how do you say that in English? Ibrahim is the one who is an English scholar. Ibrahim, how do you say that a mujanada or English?
French.
Oh gosh, I said English. In Ghana we'll say that for ewo.
Okay, so
the oil no ada. And Ghana we'll say ewo.
Okay. So like the literal translation as in the oil has slept.
Yes.
Right.
You want the correct.
It's not coagulation, right?
No, coagulation's with milk.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so
please, we'll ask our listeners. Please, if you know what it means.
Yeah.
Mojanada or for oil. The oil has slipped.
Yeah, the oil has
If you know how to say it in English, please send us a text.
It has solidified. No, I think that's it. Oil is supposed to be liquid. It's solidified.
Yes.
No, you know when it's solid. I don't think it's
the human blood.
Oh no, for blood clot. You clot. The blood clot.
This one.
The blood clot. They said
black clot. Woo.
They come down with blood clot. When you get when you get a cut, the blood comes out and then it solidifies. It's clotting.
You see, we're talking in this context. We're not looking at clotting.
Yeah, I get that.
When it's like you're dull and you just need something to kick your system, and people say it's that mojanada.
Yeah, so
but I'm wondering if there's an equivalent
the English
explanation.
version will not be about blood sleeping or blood clotting. It's about the fact that you are dull, right? I'm down. Yes.
It says saturated fat. The fat are saturated. If you want to tell, somebody she's like,
you don't want to hear the kind of comment that you will get.
Yeah. So usually we say that your body is still yet to wake up.
Yeah,
that's what we say.
Black cannot sleep. That's the thing. And we're looking
just have to link it to
no, black. Yes, it's a tree. It's our way of putting words together.
It's just us communicating that Charlie, the system is dull, and we need something to just kick it in.
Exactly. Yes, I'm awake, but I'm not awake.
But what about the oil nada?
And that's the point I made, that it's solidified.
Solidified.
Yeah. No,
it's
in one state today.
If it's solidified, tell me be that. So, for instance, you're eating fufu and goat light soup.
Yeah.
And the oil literally sleeps.
That one you cannot eat it on that fun.
Because oil doesn't sleep.
You cannot eat it on that fun.
Yes.
So you know what?
It's solidified.
It's solidified. Okay. Anyway, more pomade for us. Simplicity.
Yes, so
senior one.
Yes. Yesterday I started a project.
Ish.
And yes, those of us, our listeners on Starr, haven't had their feel yet. So I want to share with them this morning. And all has to do with, it is likely that is Ivy still around?
Yes.
I'm getting the indication that today the nominees, those who were vetted will be approved or the
Parliament is not sitting today.
Okay.
Parliament is not sitting today. So that's likely to be next week. Yes, and I heard you relate to, and I'm sure you come into that cases, including Collins Dowder's one.
Yes.
Dowder is in Saudi Arabia trying to get the hard face reduced for you, and you want to jail him.
Somebody shouted $500,000. Yalla. $500,000. Yalla
for Hajj.
No, I think that would be hard.
He's tapping into the money.
Oh, okay.
He's calling. I think he's at the. Is it the Kaaba?
Okay, Kaaba.
Where you make wishes.
Okay.
So he said 500,000 yalla.
That's what he wants. Yes, usually wants on your heart. And he was specific.
Is it 500 billion? Yeah, I'm sorry, we didn't say 500,000. I think it's 500 billion.
You are reducing his blessing.
Sorry.
Yes.
I think check the figures. 500 billion.
Yes, so that would be a very specific prayer, right? Usually when you are praying, you leave God a chance to determine.
But whatever you say, God listens. So
yeah, I get that, but that's too specific. That's too specific. And talking about that,
it can come in different ways.
Yeah, talking about that. Forms. I think on that score, there's a big conversation on timelines and in the Zungu caucuses and what have you. It's about a gentleman who has reportedly been appointed to replace Samuel Oku at the NLA.
Okay.
He's not just an allergy, but there are allergies who have dark spots on their forehead.
Yes.
That's the thoroughbred and very big
allergy. Very faint.
Okay, so no problem. Thank you for reminding me. So,
but it's visible.
so he's one of them. And
in one of our pictures is very visible.
Okay, thank you.
I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
So you can use it for appointment.
You know, tomorrow when you are going to when the horn blows, and that will be your torchlights in the darkness.
Anyway, and I'll use your own.
No problem. I'll guide you.
Thank you.
Yes. So the guy has been reportedly, I say reportedly because I've not seen any official communication that he's been sent to the NLA.
Oh no, but he can't go because of.
He can't go. It's a fact. Thanks for reminding him. But I'm told from the people from his school circles that he's so happy. Say,
no, he can't go.
He can't.
Because against the
no, the president just has to withdraw his appointment. It's as simple as that.
It goes against the faith.
It goes against everything. Yeah. Samuel will probably suffer the same fate initially. But you see, people are measuring what is there from the lifestyle of Samuel. You might be wrong.
No, two people, even twins are not the same. So
exactly.
You have to be very careful.
Exactly. You have to be very careful.
I'm told he spread his tentacles.
He was doing other things as well.
Yes.
Good. So that if you think it's only NLA money, you might be wrong, laughing at the wrong side of it. Yes. But the man, they are like that he won't go. He can't go.
You guys will rise up against him.
They have risen up already. I'm not in there.
Well, some of these things, you just have to stay on the fight.
He's just
and people are saying that might be his only chance. But some chances are not going to take it. It's as simple as that. So you might as well end up.
Oh, let him do 1 year.
You have to try another time.
You should tell his God. Why is that our problem?
Oh, this guy Wahala never. Ajay, Wahala never they finish.
Charlie, Ghana video.
Charlie, what's up?
Yeah, I landed it. So, like I mentioned, we are looking at, we have a new Attorney General in waiting. Can I put it that way?
Yes.
Yeah. Dominic Ayine.
Ayine. Yes. Oh. The I first and then the E ends.
You know, in Ghana, it's a word called Okai. Okay.
Want to say Okine?
So if you are making a transfer, or I want you to say Ayine. So it's Ayine. Okay. Thanks for the pronunciation. When it comes to names, it's very, very difficult unless you pick it from. How do you pronounce Martin, the lawyer, Martin Pebu? How do you?
I say Martin Pebu, unless it's a wrong pronunciation, and I've heard him say it.
So anytime I hear him in court announce himself, he said Martin Pebu. Pebu. I say Martin Pebu. And
if it is ever, I'm sure it has a meaning.
I'm sure.
And usually that also would help in the, in the pronunciation.
Yes.
Because you have to communicate.
It's true. And then there's another word, AI. Is it AI?
AI.
ASHIE. ASHIE. No, just as it is. ASHIE. Ashia.
Whose name is that?
Asia.
Oh no. So it also depends on where you are coming from.
Absolutely.
So, in Ghana, our I is our A.
Yes.
And then for the Akanzia, I is an A. So we can have the same names.
Different pronunciation.
If you don't know where the person is from, most often they are going to say A. So the former Accra mayor, the guy who had the Muslim, he had a Muslim name.
Is it Mohammed something?
Nia Jesoa. He is from Greater Accra, so the Ajay is going to be Ajay. But people who did not know would say Ejesoa. But
it's just like the name, like, is it Caleb?
Some people say Caleb, some people say Caleb. Yeah.
What about Dinah?
Well, some people say Diana.
Diana, yeah.
Some people say Dinah. Yeah. So basically.
Interesting. One name come in two different.
It depends on which side of town you're from, or what your folks are exposed to.
Probably the environment that you grew up also counts.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right. Let's get to the court.
Yes, let's get to the court. And just like I was saying, Dr. Ayine is waiting for his approval or otherwise. But there are some cases that we are projecting based on their body's posture, based on the comments made when the NDC was in opposition, and we are projecting that these cases could suffer or could be truncated should Dr. Aine assume office as the next Attorney General. And what are these cases that we are projecting? The first of these cases are the ambulance one. Somebody will ask me, why am I still mentioning the ambulance case? Because the Court of Appeal on the 30th of July 2024 acquitted and discharged Dr. Cassiel. Is it Cassiel or Cassiel?
Cassiel. He said it on other.
Yes.
But Dr. I knew it was Cassiel because as far back as maybe 2015, 2014 thereabouts. You know, there was one of the guys in the office who told us who told us that the pronunciation is Cassiel and not Cassiel.
Cassiel, yes. Yeah. So Dr. Cassiel Atuforsin, Richard Jakpa. In fact, Richard Jakpa, if you look at the charge sheet that was filed, Dr. Cassiel Atuforsin was the first accused person. Dr. Sylvester Anemana, the former chief director of the Ministry of Health, was the second accused person. And businessman Richard Jakpa was the third accused person. Along the line, when Mr. Dr. Sylvester Anemana was opening his defense, in fact, he has read his witness statement in court, but when he was facing cross-examination, the issue about his health could not help the situation. He was moved out of the country, was supposed to join the trial via Zoom. At one point in time, they tried. The wife was in her company somewhere, is it India or Japan? And then it looked like the man has been in theater and he could not do anything. He could not be part of the trial. That day, the Attorney General at the time, Godfred Yeboah-Adami, said the AG was minded to enter a nolle prosequa so that the trial could proceed fast, using Dr. as where it ended at the Court of Appeal. So it's one of the cases that we should keep an eye on. Then the Cocoa Board case, another doctor, Dr. Stephen Kwabena Opuni, former chief executive, Ghana Cocoa Board. And then businessman Seidu Agungu and Agricort Ghana Limited are in court, all in relation to the purchase of Litovate or fertilizer for farmers, which the NPP government was of the view that that particular Litovate fertilizer that they purchased were worthless, did not work. So it led to the state incurring some losses. So they were charged together for woefully causing financial loss to the state in the sum 217 million Ghana cedis. And this case traveled from one court to the other, Court of Appeal, Supreme Court, and in fact in the early stages, Yoko frees the account of Dr. Stephen Kwabena Opuni because they were alleging that he received some money from the businessman, and that was the reason the contract was given to Agricort Ghana Limited. And the money that there is, the account that the Yoko put its hands on, entered the embargo on, and the sum that they are talking about were more than. So the Supreme Court said, oh, how on earth? You are accusing the man of receiving this particular amount of money. You've put embargoes on all his account that has more than this. So why not you focus on the amount that you are talking about and release the other banks for him to? And then the Court of Appeal, Supreme Court made that order, and then against the Yoko. But fast forward, Justice Clement Onyenuga, we know what happened, retired as the Supreme Court judge, couldn't finish the trial. It was handed to Justice Anochi Chima. He said that, look, I want to start the trial de novo, I want to start the trial afresh, and so that I have the opportunity to look at the demeanor of witnesses, to be able to look at the kind of witness. In fact, he made the point that I don't want to be part of the controversy. I don't want to inherit that controversy that has characterized the case, and so I want to start a trial afresh. The AG disagreed. Godfred Yeboah-Adami's administration, they disagreed, went to the Court of Appeal, and then got a decision in their favor. So the Court of Appeal overturned that decision of a fresh start and said that the proceedings of Justice Clement Onyenuga, a Supreme Court judge retired, be adopted. And there were a lot of incidents that happened even during the adoption. But Justice Anochi Dima was transferred, and then the case was handed over to Justice Abuaji Tando, who is currently handling the case. And what the state of the case is that last week, Monday, the 9th a defense witness for Seydou Agongo, was in court to testify and was questioning the scientific method that was used to test that sample, which was confirmed that it was. He said that, look, whatever method that was used for the sample, for the test, which gave that outcome, was not proper. There was no scientific basis, and so prosecutions claim that the accused persons bought fertilizer that is not proper, cannot be reliable, because the test result they were using to make the case has no scientific ground. So that case is before the court, and 21st of this month it will be back. But it is expected that it is one of the cases that the NDC's new administration could look at and possibly truncate it, because in opposition they made the point that Dr. Stephen Kwabena and Seydou Agongo were being persecuted.
Okay,
then,
so one is Jakpa, two is
Kokobo, Dr. Puni. And then the third one that I want to touch on is the man in white. Guess who? Remember
Kenofriata, yes.
Kenofriata, he's the one in white. So there's another man also in white, Alhaji Collins Dauda. You never see him in any other attire. I don't know if you have ever seen him in any other. He's always in white. Yes, Saglemi, affordable housing case, and so that case is also before the court. It's an NDC, former minister for works and housing, Kweku Ajiman Mensah, another minister for works and housing, Alhaji Zibrim Yakubu, chief director of the Ministry of Works and Housing. Then Albert Klokanos, he is deceased now, so his records are no more part of the, but his name is on the docket. And Movie Tete Angelo, a businessman. So they are also before the court, facing 70 counts, including willfully causing financial loss to the state in the sum of $200 million. $200 million, which is supposed to be used for the Saglemi affordable housing case. Prosecution third witness is testifying.
Okay. And
so before Justice N.S. Osudapa, this is one of the cases that could also be truncated should the new Attorney General look at the case docket and decide otherwise, based on the kind of comment that they made when the NDC was in opposition. And the dual citizenship matter, James Chachikwesi, yes, the member of parliament for Asin North, also was in court. In fact, the issue about when he was filing his processes to contest as a parliamentary candidate, he was holding a dual citizenship, which our laws frown on, and all that Supreme Court agreed with the petitioners, ordered that the seat be declared vacant. The EC organized a by-election. He eventually went on, won it, and then he won the main election also at 2024. But the criminal leg of the case is still pending in court, 5 counts, including perjury and forgery of document. He pleaded not guilty. Prosecution is calling witnesses. On last week, Monday, the 4th prosecution witness, who happens to be the investigator, was subjected to the concluding part of cross-examination by lawyers of James Chachikwesi, led by Chachu Chikata. So on the 3rd of February, Justice Mary Mami Ikweyenz will have a clearer view from the prosecution whether they are closing their case or whether they will call more witnesses. It is one of the cases that could also be affected if the NDC and the next Attorney General, Dominic Ayene, is approved as the Attorney General. Then, treason felony. Guess who is on that charge?
Oliver over there.
Yes, Oliver. And the reason I added this to the cases that could be truncated is that at some point in time, the now President John Dramani Mahama mentioned that who organizes coup on social media, and he thinks that this particular charge will be looked at. And even Oliver himself, the last conversation that I had with him by way of an interview, is hoping that it is one of the cases that this government should look at and truncate. It is one of the cases that possibly the Attorney General, when approved, could look at. Then the Democracy Hub.
Yes, the demonstrators.
Demonstrators.
With that one as well, we had John Mahama say that.
Absolutely.
For him, he thinks there's no point prosecuting them.
Absolutely, because they were championing against or crusading against illegal mining, galamsey, and all that. And we know the position of, if there's one thing that led to Ghanaians taking decisions at the elections, you can't take galamsey out of
the
that.
picture.
Yeah, so Oliver Barker again, Felicity Nelson, Amma Governor, and then Ralph Afo Williams, all of them are in court, and they hope that on the 17th, probably they are hoping that by that time, Dominic Ayine will be the Attorney General, and the Nole prosecutor possibly will be filed. So these are some of the known cases
that may likely
suffer, which we want to call it, knowledge prosecutor will be added. And for those who are, what is knowledge prosecutor? Sometimes when you come to court, because the lawyers and the court are used to, they say NP. You come to court, NP is knowledge prosecutor. So it's the Attorney General that initiates criminal actions, and if the Attorney General decides that no, I don't have any basis, I'm dropping the charges, then you have to go by way of knowledge prosecutor. So these cases, keep an eye on. When Dominic Ayine is confirmed, we'll be giving you an update on this case. But the last that I want to talk to you about is the Okujeto Black West impersonated, allegedly, the Akosobo Dam spillage. Some two gentlemen were alleged to have taken advantage of the situation. They saw Okujeto Black West poster soliciting for funds, and they decided that they will swap his numbers and put their numbers there, and they were receiving the funds allegedly in his stead. And so those two were arrested. The investigation also led to the fact that it was not only Okujeto Ablakwa, and they also used Hannah BCU also on their card and managed to get some money. Yesterday, fresh charges were read to them, but they pleaded not guilty to 9 counts, and then they have been granted bail. In fact, earlier they were charged with 6, but there will have been an amendment to the charge sheet, and 9. So yesterday, they pleaded not guilty, and then they were granted bail, their previous bail conditions before Justice Kizita Nakowa Kwashi. So this is what we have for you on court today.
All right, thank you very much, our legal affairs correspondent Mutala Inusa, keeping us in the loop with regard to what is happening in the space and what is likely to happen as well now that there's a change in government, with some of the very notable cases that were being pursued by the Attorney General of the previous administration. Is a morning Sahel on Star 103.5 FM.